Good afternoon. Hey guys, this is Austin Tropical Media Productions, and I'm going to be your host today. And we're going to be talking about digital marketing and business growth. So I want to welcome you to the webinar that sells 3 steps to creating a successful webinar. And pretty much how simple it is that you can probably just record one just like I'm about to teach you from your friend's house outside in this beautiful weather. So first of all, go ahead and take a look at your webinar controls. Make sure the screen looks good. You can see me. Make sure your volumes are up, especially on your iPhones. It may not be the default setting. And go ahead and let's jump on in. So, shoot, I didn't do that part. So basically, what you're going to learn today on this webinar is the 3 steps that it takes to building a great webinar, how to host it. And we're going to go over step number 1, which is the plan. What's the roadmap for a great webinar look like? Number 2 is the build. What tools do you need to create a great webinar? And number 3 is showcase. Once you have this webinar, what do you do with it? Where do you show it? And how do you take it to the next level to make sure that it becomes an income-producing opportunity for you? So for those of you that actually stick it to the end with me, it is only about 9 minutes, so I hope you can do it. But I know a lot of people have a lot going on. If you don't and can't make it and can make it to the end, you're going to be getting a bonus, one-on-one growth coaching with Joshua Wilson. Does podcasts, he does digital media, LinkedIn, and he really is just opening up his mind and doing a brain dump session to help you come up with ideas and strategies just to build your business and to take it to the next level. So some of you guys are asking, why should we listen to you? Well, the rule number 1 is that you don't have to listen to anyone you don't want to. But I did co-author a book called Reputation Matters, and it's the online tactics that make or break your business. So I've got a lot going on in what I know about digital media, local businesses, and how we can help them grow. But you don't have to take my word for it, because I like to spend some time in Costa Rica, and that's a picture of me as well. And that's me just doing what I like to do and why I can do a job like this, which is I've automated certain parts of my life. And what webinars allow you to do is actually automate your life and automate your sales staff, because so many times when working with other businesses, they all say, man, I wish that my employees could sell the way that I do. Well, you're 100% right. And webinars give you that ability. They give you the ability to present and pitch and sell effectively without having to be in front of someone all the time. So it's a great way to really take your business to the next level, besides having to hire more sales staff that maybe you have to train and then they leave. So there's a whole host of reasons why you being able to present yourself, or actually being able to have someone else maybe present it for you, is a super good option for automating your life and making it a little bit side. So let's get into number 1, the plan, the roadmap for a great webinar. So really it just takes 18 slides, and the webinar that you're about to finish with me is just only going to be 18 slides. The first slide I would do is welcome with your face. Your face gives people a perception of who you are. There's an emotional connection. It gives off your energy. You're able to really express who you are, hopefully in either a picture or an image or maybe a quick intro video. And then from there, you would just go ahead and do a tech check like I showed you guys. Hey, is everyone's stuff working? If not, please let me know. We can dial it in. Then you're going to list that scary stat. 84% of all people who join webinars that have a bonus at the end buy. Now, I made that stat up. That was what could have been at the front of the slide to get your first attention. So you want to come up with something that's bold and that's effective. Obviously use the real numbers, but go ahead and come up with something that catches their attention. If you're in the healthcare, you can talk about all sorts of different things. Real estate, how many agents does it take to sell a house? Or basically just come up with a real good statistic for your target audience. And then we're going to talk about what you're going to learn. Here we're going to learn the 3 points that you need to know for a good webinar. And then we're going to talk about the bonus, which we spoke about with Josh. And then who am I, the expert? That's another one of your slides. If this is an interactive webinar, which mine's not, mine's going to be pre-recorded, so you won't be able to ask questions or interact with me. So that's why that's X'd out. But for any other type of webinar, you may want to have an interaction. And we can talk about that kind of a strategy as well, and also an automated way of handling certain features like that. Then we're going to deliver the content. And I'm going to tell you the 3 points. I'm going to deliver you value. How do you literally set up a webinar, just like I did. The 3 steps that I'm using to get this webinar out to you guys, I'm going to show you in 2 seconds. Actually, I'm showing you in step 1. So step 1 is, what does it look like? Obviously, the 18 slides. And then from there, you can work your way down. Then we're going to talk about Q&A, how you can handle Q&A on a webinar and how to effectively do it on a live webinar, but also how to handle it if you wanted to do like a frequently asked questions for the webinar and use pre-asked questions in your webinar, right? You can do that as well. So there's a strategy behind that. Then I'm going to give you the bonus and my offer. And you know, obviously there's other opportunities for you to grow and expand your business, and I hope to help you with that. But let's get through this and show you how to grow your business first and foremost with webinars. So first plan, have a great roadmap. And that is what these 18 slides, this outline, gives you. That should be your plan. You should be able to get all of those points in 18 slides. And I can give you this webinar again so you can write those down if you'd like. But 18 slides is what this whole webinar is going to be. So the next step is to actually build your webinar. What tools does it take to create a webinar, right? For this one, I used Google Slides. I just opened up a Google slide. I imported a template. I turned on my webcam, which actually you can see over here. This is my webcam over here recording me. You may not be able to see it by the time I edit this out. I use Snag to record it. And then I use Camtasia, but there's a lot of free video editing software. And I'm going to show you how to actually take my entire screenshot, which is what you're looking at here. Because really all you really need is the 2 red boxes. This is my actual presentation. And if I even want to put me in my presentation, all I would do in my editing is I would crop out the main presentation, and then I would add in my little picture. So really, that's how simple it is. I use Google Slides, Webcam, Snag it, Camtasia for a few minutes, and then I posted it on YouTube so I can share with you the link. So really, guys, as of now, I've mapped out the roadmap. I've designed some basic slides with some basic images. I've recorded it as an entire screen share, and now I've put it an overlay in a simple editing software to now I have the webinar. But that's not all, because once you have the webinar, you have to actually get the webinar out there. So here's step number 3. How do you showcase your webinar? Where do you promote the webinar to make sure it gets seen and converted into sales, right? Well, there's free traffic, and I'm going to list 18 sources here real quick. There's Facebook, which is one of my favorites because of detailed targeting, and a little bit of ad spend goes a really long way. Twitter, Instagram, which is also owned by Facebook, so now you can use Instagram and Facebook together. LinkedIn, great for business to business. YouTube is where you'll be posting your link, so that'll kind of already be on there. Pinterest is super popular if you have pretty much anything right now. It's great for imaging, image collection, blogs, guest blogs, forums, email signatures. Add the link. Hey guys, check out my website or check out my webinar in my email signature. How great. How many people don't do that? Obviously, TV, radio, free press release. Let other people know. There's plenty of people that will let everyone know what you're up to in the local community. You've got your local associations, your joint ventures, and your email list. Send out an e-blast. Hey guys, check out this webinar that we created for you to help you do whatever your service is. And then, of course, there's paid traffic. And this really is where the marketing really becomes powerful. And you're basically supercharging your ads and your webinar. So to cover those in a brief overview, you've got regular PPC, but you got it on Facebook, Instagram, Google, and Bing are probably the most popular right now. And then once you start to enforce those and use those, you can do retargeting, remarketing, and custom audiences. And that's a whole nother topic and a whole nother strategy that if you've noticed that you haven't been getting the engagement on the other media, Facebook right now is probably like at 1 to 2% of your followers. That means if you have 1,000 followers, every post, 10 are getting to see your posts. Maybe more if they're good posts and viral. Not a lot. So paid advertising is really where it needs to be in social media, PPC. Tons of great strategies. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. It just needs to be targeted. So to recap, What does it take to put on a webinar just like this? You've got to have a plan, which is your 18 slides. Have a roadmap. Figure out what's going to go on each one. Use the outline that I gave you. Build it. Just start recording, and then you can crop out different portions. I started with the whole screen share, and now you'll see it as just a great presentation. And then showcase. Literally share your link on all of these different sources, and you'll be amazed at what starts to come of it. But for those of you who maybe I did promise this earlier, but for those of you who necessarily don't want to just take these steps and do it on their own, they want a little bit more hand holding, they want a little bit more automation, because automation is really the key. And that's where you're really going to get the freedom of this webinar. You can run live interactive webinars. The hard part is that it's dependent on your mood. It's dependent on the time of day. There's strategies we can use for different time of day and different tips and tricks to do it, and we can go over that. But really the way to do this is automated, where you record it once and you use it for a while. So we can help do that. I actually do that coaching and setup and structure for you. We do the webinar slides and the plans. We help you with the webinar recording, tips and tricks on how to do it. Objection handling, how to do your frequently asked questions correctly. If you do a live webinar that you then pre-record, how do you handle objections? What are some of the recording tips? What should it be like? What should you feel like? What should your energy be like? Interaction secrets. How do you make the webinar look like there's people on it? Really engaged, and have them engaged, but still be able to manage your webinar. You don't want a lot of people bleeping in and messing up your energy. You want to get to your stuff quickly, and then you want to make the offer, and you want to allow them to be able to buy in and work with you and talk with you. So then we'll teach you how to do live webinars versus automated webinars, and then what to do for frequently asked questions. So basically the webinar special, which includes the webinar automation coaching and kit, I normally sell for $4.99. Right now for the webinar special, I'm offering for $150 for 2019. I'm only offering 10 spots for that special. It's a savings of $349. I like to do a lot of different things with my time, and that's one of the things that I like to do, but I don't like that to be the only thing I do. So I offer 10 of those webinar specials. I get to help 10 people grow their business. We get to promote it correctly, efficiently, effectively. And if you're interested in taking advantage of the offer, I hope you do. I'd love to spend time growing your business with you. But go ahead and text WebSpec08 to 561-444-9255. That is the best way to send me, and I'll send you back the opportunity for the coaching call, and we'll get this up and going and hopefully have your webinar done in, 14 days, depending on what your timeline looks like. So thanks for attending. As promised, guys, the free coaching call with Josh is super beneficial. I've learned a ton from him. He really does a great job helping everybody he comes in contact with, and he's going to have tons of great information to show you how to grow your business. You can just click the link here, and if that doesn't work, I'll include it in the YouTube link below. So just go ahead and click the link and schedule that with Josh. Text me. Let's get working on your business. I can't wait to help 10 of you grow your business at that great special offer, and we will have a blast, get you up and going for 2019 automated sales, and more time and freedom to come visit me in Costa Rica.